Hey guys, what's up? My name is ProfesSnipe, and today we're reviewing the long-awaited M4A1. Many of you guys have been wanting me to do this review for a very long time, so here it finally is. The M4A1 is a fully automatic variant of the basic M4 carbine. The M4 is an American weapon. In Battlefield Play4free, the M4A1 is a rifle available to the assault class, which is unlocked at level 18. The M4 is a very generic weapon. Its looks aren't really surprising or anything out of the ordinary. The sound of the weapon is also pretty plain, and there are no skins available for this gun. The iron sights of the M4A1 are pretty good. What I truly like is the animation. It seems to be extremely bold and quick. There isn't any swing like what you get on other guns, it's just a snap. The actual sight itself isn't the best. It can be difficult to get those accurate shots, but the way I suggest to use this gun is at extreme close range. We'll talk about that later, but for now, I would say that the iron sights are usable, but not extremely good. The M4A1 has a really good ammo count, which is 26 bullets per magazine and 3 mags, so that's 78 bullets in total. Normally weapons have an average ammo count of like 22 to 24 bullets. The only weapon with as much ammo is the A91. The reload time of the M4A1 is 4 seconds, which is also extremely good. It is the fastest reloading assault weapon alongside the AK-47 and the AN-94 Abacan. The projectile velocity of the M4 is 450 meters per second. The rate of fire is standard 600 rounds per minute. The damage and range of this weapon is disappointing. Out of all the assault rifles in this game, the M4A1 has the worst range. As an assault rifle, you'd expect overall good range, but it's pretty disappointing. 0 to 13 at close range and 28 plus for long range, that's definitely not what you want for any rifle. Combined with the poor range, you've got the low damage. Now of course at close range it's not that bad, but look at those medium to long range damage models and combine that with the poor range, it's really not good. Normally weapons tend to have one of the two aspects. Some weapons have great damage but poor range, others have great range but poor damage. The M4A1 has none of it. Now for deviation, I've noticed it to be a bit under average. It's not the best, but it leans toward the pretty bad deviating guns. I've also noticed that the settle times are one of the quickest alongside other rifles, so that's at least a positive aspect of deviation, but overall its deviation is average, so don't expect that much accuracy. The recoil on the other hand is good. Finally something positive to talk about. Actually, it's one of the best recoil patterns for the assault class, and I'm not talking about bullpups. I'm talking about general recoil. It's extremely similar to something like the ACWR and the 416 carbine, but it's definitely one of the best. I would actually consider it the lowest recoil weapon in the assault category, neglecting all the bullpups like the AUG or the A91. For sideways recoil, it's also pretty good, but not as good as the ACWR. The M4A1 will tend to recoil a bit more to the right when it comes to horizontal recoil. Let's talk a little bit about hipfire because it is a good point to lift up in this review. It's pretty awesome. The recoil is the best as hipfire. There is no other controllable hipfire like the M4. The deviation is alright, it's not the best. The first shot is extremely accurate, but then it does go inaccurate afterwards. I definitely feel like it doesn't kick at all when you hipfire, so that's a good thing to note about this gun. Another cool aspect of this gun is the fact that it has a pullout time of 0.3 seconds. All other assault rifles have 0.4 seconds, meaning that it is a fraction faster when you switch to it and want to use it. Normally I don't cover these little stats because they're pointless to know, but this one is a good one to kind of know and acknowledge. For your attachments, I would recommend using the closing barrel. Let's face it, your range is bad. You need to boost that up. There's no point in upgrading the medium range or the long range or even projectile velocity. Upgrading close range is really good and the best option you have. For your ammo, I would recommend Piranha Mags. Your damage, not so great. Your ammo count, pretty great. Your recoil, really good. When you add Piranha Mags, you're increasing recoil, but it's not that bad because your recoil is already extremely good. You already have lots of ammo, but when you add that plus 4 damage, you're making this gun a beast. Combining Piranha Mags and the closing barrel, you can deal 28 to 30 damage from 0 to 23 meters. That's much better than before, right? For your stock, I'll give you the option between the tactical and the balanced stock and even the stabilized stock. Simply because some people would want to reduce recoil a little bit since they're using Piranha Mags, and others would want to focus solely on the deviation. All three stocks work pretty well. I personally like to use the tactical a bit more, then I like to use the balanced stock. I don't use the stabilized that much, but I do see why people would want to use it, since it does reduce the most horizontal recoil. But definitely think about reducing your deviation because that is the most important aspect. For your sight, it's up to you. I like using the iron sight simply because of that snapping animation. Now I want to talk a little bit about some tips and playstyles and ways to use the M4A1. Now this is actually something I've never said before. Use the M4A1 as a second primary. Don't use it as your main gun. You know how you can have 2 primaries with that booster? Use that for the M4. You know why? Because this gun is a finisher weapon. Normally we pull out our sidearms when we want to finish an enemy, right? The M4 is a good sidearm replacer. Why? Well, we spoke about the good pullout time, then about good ammo, and best of all, awesome hipfire. Let's say you run out of ammo with your primary weapon, just switch to the M4 and spray hipfire, you'll definitely finish off the enemy nice and quickly. This is a playstyle that not many people will adopt because it can cost a lot, but it's definitely a really good way to use this gun. If you're going to use it as a full primary, I would suggest sticking to Sharky or any close range map where you can get 20 meters away from the enemy, so that you can deliver those deadly shots with the combination of the attachments that I gave you. I see advanced players using the M4 as it's sorta tricky to use because of its deviation, and it is more of a challenging weapon. I want to finish off by saying that the M4A1 is not the best gun in the assault category. It definitely needs improvements. Many people wanted to see this review because it's a very weird gun. It's really good at some things but sucks at others. Like I said, the full potential use of this gun can be pricey. I won't lie about that. I myself don't even have the Piranha mags, and I can't even afford to buy a dual primary booster. With that said, it's an average gun, but when used at its fullest potential, it can be better. This gun receives a 7.5 out of 10. What's the purpose of a low recoil gun with high deviation and low damage? It's not that great as a traditional assault rifle and doesn't compete against the stronger SMGs. It honestly feels like it doesn't even belong in any of the two categories. Well guys, that's it for the M4A1 gun review and commentary. If you did enjoy and learn something new, please make sure to leave a like rating and a comment to let me know what you think of the M4. This gun has a lot of mixed feelings worldwide. My honest opinion is that there are other weapons that are better and overall cheaper. My name is ProfesSnipe, make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that.